Hi guys, it's Sophie, and this is a day in my life video. Hopefully it's going to be really chill, and I'm just going to talk you through what my days look like. So it always starts with feeding the cats, always, and just like opening the house up for the day. So opening up all the curtains and cleaning up in the mornings. So Tom and I have a routine where he cleans at night, he does the nighttime like sweep around the house, and I pick up anything in the mornings. So I'm just washing up some stuff that we'd left there overnight. I tend to find that whilst it's sometimes annoying that the very first thing I do in the day is tidy, that my mind's in the best space if I know that when I sit down to work or I sit down to study, then the environment I'm in is tidy and clean and together, and I just don't have to have any of that in the back of my head. So I try and do that as sort of early as I can in my days, so that it's all done, even if it's an unpleasant kind of first thing to do before your morning coffee. And then my more intensive skincare happens in the evenings normally. So this is a study day, so this is what a day off looks like for me. But my like mornings when I'm working, I definitely prioritize sleep over having time in the mornings and like a relaxed morning. So I probably give myself like 45 minutes total to get ready normally. But on a weekend, I'll do kind of a bit of both. And then I make myself coffee. We got recently a like milk frother in the middle of lockdown, so we found it in a supermarket when we were doing one of our like rare outings, and it's been a proper treat to be able to have it. And I haven't yet ventured out to go to coffee shops, even though I know they're open, and it's become a bit of a routine for me, I guess, is like to try and make a nicer coffee to start off my day. And then with coffee sorted, I would do like I'm not really wearing makeup at the moment, and I don't really intend to. I'm kind of enjoying the concept that I can talk about more just like life stuff in future videos too. But I'm basically just moisturizing my face and making sure it's really clean. I forgot to film it, but I also use a toner as well as a moisturizer in the mornings. And that just kind of makes me feel fresh and clean when I start my day. And I just don't think makeup is something that I do for me. So I might make a whole video about that and some things that I have changed in my life, or the things that I don't want to keep doing. And then at about 8 a.m, I will either start study or I'll start work. So my days are normally, if I'm working, 8 till 4, and if I'm studying, 8 till 6, because I take longer breaks when I'm studying in between than I do when I'm working. And the first thing I always do, regardless of work day or home day, is to kind of set out what my priorities are for the day. I'm a big planner. I think if I don't know what I'm wanting to do during the day, I feel like I haven't achieved as much, even though I know I have. Like, the act of crossing things off is very soothing to me. And just to share a bit of my like study process, what I tend to find works best is to read my textbook and then convert all of that into written notes. The way that I tend to learn best is reading it, rereading it, writing it, and then rereading what I've written over and over again. I'm studying for an exam. It's a HR exam. That's what I'm doing my master's in, and the exam's in September. I'm running super late on the exam because I had to take like a 3-month break pretty much from everything. It wasn't just YouTube, guys. It was pretty much like everything apart from work. And even then, I didn't manage to be in work all of the time. I did the best I could, but I had to kind of pause on everything in my life for a bit. So I'm playing catch up with my study, and I'm really determined to get to where I need to be. Just in terms of like, I don't want COVID to knock me off of balance so much in so many things. And I think it has impacted me a lot in myself, and I need to manage that and need to feel comfortable with that. But one of the things that I'm not okay to compromise on is my study potentially taking another full 12 months because of how busy and stuff I was in those first few months, and just like coping in general. So I'm choosing my battles, and one of them is that I really want to do my exams when I said I would. So that's why my study is so intense, kind of like as well as my work, is because I'm playing catch up a little bit. So this is what my study looks like every weekend, but this was a week of annual leave where pretty much all I did was this. So this is how much of the textbook I have left to write up in the day. So my plan was to write up all of my chapter 2 notes and then just start reading chapter 3. So it was quite a lot. I took a break to just do some like house chores. I did a bit of a tidy up, some washing. Finally ate my breakfast at like 11 and just kind of had a second. I try and do that every hour. Even if I don't take like a full break, I try and just distract myself. So after my break, I had to do a shit ton of printing essentially. So the textbook I'm studying makes up half of what I'm doing, and the other half is the printing. And it's just been a bit of a saga. I managed to print as much as you just saw, but after that, everything died. There's no ink available in my small village at all, and it hasn't been for 3 days. They just can't get it. So doing the best I can with it. And then we popped out to go and get some lunch. I didn't film. As I said, we live in a really small place, and I don't think people would like it very much. But I just needed some more paper and like fresh stuff to eat. I'm trying to eat more cleanly at the minute. Again, I think all of my normal routines have been knocked off by COVID, and I'm finally, like within the last week, at a point where I'm re-establishing those. I don't know about you guys, if any of you have had past struggles with eating disorders, but the act of consciously deciding that you need to change your diet or your habit when you've had like a period of time where you have just been like fuck it basically and eaten whatever you want whenever you want, I always find that quite a delicate time, and I have to be quite careful that I'm not viewing it in a way that's negative for me. And that means even if I'm eating meals like this, like salads, which is what I'm doing more of, and just generally trying to eat more fruit and veg and exercise more, I have to still put things in that make it taste really good and not worry about like every bit of content of what it is. I'm not eating 100% clean or keto or anything. Those just, they are too restrictive and they scare my mental health too much. So the way I go about it is things that like psychologically feel healthier for me, but without necessarily like diving into the detail that could be more triggering. Know that I don't eat like this all the time. I always think that's important when you do days in your life to clarify when you're showing a meal that may make it look like that's the only thing you eat. I eat a variety of things, but this is just an example of one of the things I'm trying to get back into the habit of doing, is mostly just increasing the fruit and veg I'm eating and just less cheese sandwiches. I've had so many cheese sandwiches over the past 3 months. And you can probably tell in watching this is like a super simple just Caesar salad. It's pretty much my favourite salad of all time. Like I order it at restaurants quite a lot. It's that like standard go-to for me. Though again, like it's been 3 months, and to be fair, 3 months ago I was kind of still eating like healthy winter foods like soups and stuff. So if you have really yummy salad things that don't have to be really like amazing in every way, but like you see what I mean, like give me nice salads that I will enjoy, but that will also mean I'm eating lettuce and other things that are really good for me, because I'm totally here for that, and I need to widen it. I have a few other like staples that I'll do, but this is absolutely my favorite. So I had some lunch and it was tipping it down, which was quite nice. It made for quite a nice ambience to get back into it. I'm mostly just writing notes. Like, that's a lot of the time I spend on my studying. And I totally get that that doesn't work for everyone. So at 4 o'clock, the cats get fed again, which makes them very happy. They get 2 meals in the day, one at like 7 in the morning, one at 4, and then they get their dinner at 9 o'clock at night, which is some dry food, though they mostly eat wet food. And then just gone 6, I finally managed to sit down with White Fragility. I'd quite like to talk about the books that I'm reading in a separate video, and kind of like BookTube vibe again, but not necessarily have that be the only thing. And then after dinner, I did go back to read chapter 3, which I promised myself I'd start, and I started. And then just before bed, I hung out in my office again and just read a bit more of White Fragility. So this is me coming from you the day after I filmed. And I just wanted to add a little ending in to say that I'm sorry I've been gone, but that I think the channel is going to be going in a different direction. I think that what I was doing before was something that wasn't working for me anymore, and filming and editing and all of that is still something that brings me joy, and it's not something I want to lose completely. And this video is just kind of an introduction to the way that things might be going. I'd like to do more videos that let me have conversations about things that aren't just the books I've read, and feel less, I guess maybe less prescriptive about the type of content that I can make. So hopefully if you've stuck around for this, you've enjoyed it, and it'll be interesting to see where we go. I don't know yet, I'm just kind of going to go with the flow and go with what makes me happy. I hope you're all okay and well, and that lockdown has treated you okay, and if it hasn't, there's been so many hard things for so many people, and I just hope every single one of you is doing okay, and whatever that version of okay is for you. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.